Okay, guys, there is one thing that I've learned about myself. I will talk and talk and talk and talk. I can have the most amazing conversation for 30 minutes to 2 hours when I know I'm supposed to be doing something else. When I know I'm supposed to be working on my business. When I know I'm supposed to be calling, making some calls. Like, I will stall by having the most intriguing conversation, bringing up all the things when I know I have something to do. So one thing about the awareness phase in the first 30 days of my Give Me 90 Days program is being aware of what you're doing, being aware of where you're stalling, being aware of yourself. Like, what are my habits that I tend to do when I know there's something else I'm supposed to be doing? Like, is it that you talk yourself out of getting out of bed early? You know, the bed is so comfortable, you just 5 more minutes, like you just keep snoozing and keep snoozing until you reach a time where you have to get up because now there's other people depending on you, or because now you have 30 minutes to get ready for work, or, you know, whatever it is. Like, when we have to show up for ourselves, we will snooze, we will delay, and that's a self-worth issue. That's something that you have to understand. Like, why am I not showing up for myself when I really, really want a different outcome? What is the core belief that's continuing these habits? We can call it lazy, but when you're just not satisfied with your life, but you're continuing to recycle the same habits that give you the same the result that you don't prefer, how do we fix that? Right? So that's what I'm going to be showing you how to do, how to show up for yourself to achieve results that you actually like, not recycled habits and loops that keep you stagnant, that keep you stuck in the same outcome. And it's going to be challenging, but it's going to be fun. This is not supposed to be easy. Change is only easy when you allow yourself to enjoy the challenges. If you're already resenting the challenges that you have to face to get the results, that's not going to get you where you want to go. That's not the right attitude. But enjoying the discomfort, because once you start enjoying the discomfort of going through these hurdles and these challenges, that's really just you. Like, anything that pops up in the algorithm that is not something that you want to deal with, or it just seems like everything is happening when you're trying to be better, it's because your old algorithm is being thrown at you because it's trying to keep you in your old space. It's trying to keep you in what it knows. When you start changing your algorithm on your social media accounts, you're still going to see some of your old, like the residue of some of your old watched videos or content. You're still going to see it pop up here and there because it needs time to filter out. But once you decide that you're going to change, once you decide that you're going to change your algorithm in your real life, you can't feed into the old news. You can't feed into the old conversations. You can't feed into the old things that pop up, because you just have to, it's a narrow path. You have to stay focused on the path that you've decided on. Once you still feed into those old things, but you may, at first you might, you know, if there's a conversation that really, you know, gets to you because you're still in this filtering. You know, you're not completely on the other side yet. You may feed into a conversation. You may get a little angry. You may get a little upset. You may get a little defensive. It's okay. Because it's how you, like, after you've already endured the situation, afterwards you're going to think like, you know what? I probably could have handled that differently. Or did that actually really bother me? Or was that still some residue of the older version of me that wanted to come out? You know, was there, you know, you start to reflect. And that already shows change. Because before, you were probably hurt afterwards. You were probably, you know, blaming and shaming. You know, you probably felt shame. You were probably blaming the other person, or, you know, thinking something happened to you, or you were being attacked. But now your mindset's already different. Like, I didn't have to feed into that. Dang, I should have handled that differently. I should have said this, or I could have did this. You're already thinking in a more mature way. Or you could have said, I probably didn't even have to say anything at all, because I don't even believe what they said. It's just now that the filtering is happening, you're still going to see some things that are from the old algorithm, that are from the old life that you were living for so long. I mean, that's a lot to be filtered out, you know? It could be years of this same algorithm, and it could have deep roots. But that's the challenge. It's not that you can't do it. It's, are you going to fully step into who you prefer to be? Who you know you can expand to be? Or are you going to allow yourself to fall back in the mindset, in the behavior, in the actions that no longer serve you? Because if they still served you, why would you want to leave? Why would you want to change? It's time to fully step into the person that you want to be. And it's not even the person that you want to be, it's the person that you know you are. You want to fully step into your abundance, fully experience it. We're experiencing abundance every day, all day. We are abundant beings. It just depends on where your abundance is coming from. Is it coming from the abundance of lack? Is it coming from the abundance of chaos? Is it coming from the abundance of all the things you don't prefer? Or is it coming from love? Is it coming from the abundance of having things that you prefer? Is it the experience of things that you prefer? Is it coming from the abundance of money, the abundance of having money, the abundance of having healthy company, healthy family, healthy family relationships, healthy experiences, just things that you want to have, things that you want to say, this is my life and I love this. You can love the chaos too, but what do you want? What do you prefer? I love it all. I love all the experiences, but I already experienced all the other lower vibrational things. I want to experience something different. I want to experience the side where people are like, I love being in this world. I love my life. I love how it looks when I walk outside. I love how beautifully and great my vehicle runs. I love my bike. I love, waking up and my children jumping on my bed and cuddling me. Like, we want more of that. We want more of the I loves, and I'm experiencing joy and peace and clarity. And because one thing is for sure, change is going to make you uncomfortable. You're going to get the challenges. It doesn't matter. We're always going to be challenged because we are always supposed to be growing. So you don't have to chase challenges. You don't have to have this thought process of, oh, well, life is not all about love and light and blah, blah. You're right. You don't have to chase that, though. You don't have to chase the discomfort. It's gonna come. You don't have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations on purpose to grow. Meaning, like, you don't have to sit there and think, my life is too good, I need a challenge. No, just decide on what you want to experience, and the challenge is going to come because you're going to be challenged to grow. So if you do want your life to be about love and light, you're going to have challenges to keep it going, because you can hold a vibration for so long, but when your soul is like, okay, it's time to upgrade, it's time to see what else is out there, you're going to face a challenge to have to grow. And then once you grow, you're going to get knocked back down to your new baseline. And then once you go back up, that's going to be your new baseline. That's going to be your new. And so you're always going to be growing. There's no not wanting to just have love and light, because it's inevitable for you to have challenges. And you don't always know what those challenges are. Sometimes you don't even know that you're gonna have to upgrade to a new realm or a new frequency, because it's just gonna be like, hey, new opportunity. Your soul's like, you're gonna do this, and you're gonna just be kind of thrown into it. But you're gonna be prepared. You're gonna be prepared because you're doing all the things you're going to do all the things consistently that's going to get you to where you need to go. No matter, even if you don't know where that is, even if you don't know yet. Because if we knew all the answers, life wouldn't be that fun. What are we here for if we know, oh, next week I'm going to get a job offer and I'm going to like the price and I'm going to say yes? What's the excitement and the joy in that if you already know that it's happening, and it's like that with every single opportunity that comes up? Sometimes it's the unknowing that is the excitement, because you don't know until that time is. Now you can do all the work in the meantime so that you are, like your beingness, you're prepared. You are prepared no matter if it's a no or a yes. You're prepared for your flight to be delayed. Not because you're thinking, oh, my flight's going to be delayed. Your only focus is getting to where you want to go. Now, sometimes how you get there isn't going to be exactly what you've planned. That's what makes it exciting. But what does matter is how you respond to that delay. How you respond at that, like when that situation is happening. How you respond shows your maturity. It shows how the next step is going to play out, because you're in control. So, stay focused. Stay focused. And the first phase, the first step in any real change that you're deliberately trying to change is awareness. There are some things that we won't be aware of that will heal. I'm not saying you have to know every single little trauma that you've ever gone through to heal it, because you don't. I'm talking about deliberate change, things that are happening every single day in your life that you can deliberately say, I don't prefer this anymore. I want something different. Literally, to know what you prefer is just the opposite of what you don't prefer sometimes. Like, that's the easiest way to know what it is that you want. Something is going on, a lifestyle, a car that you drive, whatever. I don't prefer this anymore. I want the opposite of whatever this is. So those are things you can deliberately change. Sometimes the things that you want to change, maybe a behavior or a habit or a thought process, sometimes those are only there because of a core belief that you adopted as a child, as a teenager. You adopted these things, and now your habits are a result of this core belief, of this subconscious belief that just keeps on replaying itself over and over again. And it shows up in your reality, and it's not serving you. It's just not serving you. So what you want to do is basically funny, follow the money trail, but not literal money. Follow the whatever the action is. Ask yourself, why am I doing this action? That's going to lead you to the thought. You're thinking it before you're doing it. Why am I thinking this way? When you go to why you're thinking this way, what is the belief that's causing you to think this way, that's causing you to do this action? You're following the trail, because everything happens spiritually first. Everything happens spiritually first. You have to understand the core belief, the subconscious belief, to understand why the action is happening. Once you figure that out, you rewire the subconscious. You think a different thought. This is where affirmations come in. You think a different thought. You create a habit that supports that new thought, that supports that new core belief. And then the action changes. You change the action. It's all holistic. You change the action, which then changes the algorithm. The algorithm is going to change, but the scenario, whatever the algorithm around you, it's supporting the old subconscious belief. You have to let it filter out. What's going to happen is, with this new thought process, new habit, new action, all of these things, your vibration is going to rise, because obviously you can't stay in the same vibration of this old subconscious belief. You can't stay in the same vibration of it. Your vibration is going to rise. It's going to align with a frequency of different people, different scenarios, different place. Once that happens, you have no choice but to be removed from that old algorithm, that old frequency. That frequency is going to dissolve itself eventually. So you're just going to be in this new frequency with other people that mingle in that same frequency. In that process of it transitioning, because it's not about time, because time is an illusion. It's not about time. It's about how you respond. You can be all in like that. But if you're still allowing yourself to think the same thoughts as the old algorithm, if you're still doing the actions, but let's say you're doing something different, like you started journaling, or you started listening to affirmations, like those are little tweaks that's obviously going to change something in your life, something in your vibration. It's going to change it. So you're still going to be getting things from the old algorithm, but you're also going to be getting new things from the new algorithm. the affirmations. You're probably going to see some synchronicities. Like, things are going to start coming in from this new algorithm. So it's going to be a mixture of both things. But if you're all in, meaning as soon as a thought looks like an old thought, you switch it. You switch it up. As soon as you think or try to do the old habit, you stop it. As soon as you think you're about to do take an action, oh, I usually go to this coffee shop every day, but that coffee shop is going to stimulate the old algorithm, going to a new coffee shop. Once you start completely changing everything, you completely switch over to this new frequency, time doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Someone, from your old frequency, they come up, they want to have a conversation about you. You can, no, I ain't got time today. Or y'all having a conversation, you completely respond different. As they're talking, you're not even thinking. You're just focused. You're in the present. When you're in the present, it's hard to think because you're actually taking in the information, and you're not listening to respond. You're just listening. That's already something different. New timeline. So when you see people go from like one timeline that's not so great, or just a timeline, and then they completely do a 180 and they're just thriving and it's quick, that's a quantum leap. That's because they didn't have to go through the filtering out part. They just said, I'm done. Exit. They're so focused that they're on this new timeline already because they completely abandoned the old timeline. It was not serving them. They are done. You don't need time. You need focus. You need to know where you're going. You need to know what you don't like. At the end of the day, you need to know what you don't like. Because when you know what you don't like, you know what you do like, because it's just the opposite. Or you can just completely say, I don't want nothing to do with it, and just let it go. You don't need to experience all the good stuff that you like to know what it is that you like, because you just know you don't want what you have already. You're grateful for the experience, but you don't need it anymore. It's okay to not need it. It's okay to be grateful for something and not want it anymore. This is your life. This is not everyone. Oh, just be grateful you have this. Just be grateful. Oh, just be grateful you're not on the street right now. Just be grateful that you have a house over your head. I am so grateful I have a house over my head, but I'm not going to just stay here because I'm grateful. No, I know what I want. So I'm going to appreciate this house over my head, but I'm still going to thrive or strive for what I want. I'm still going to manifest what I actually want, because I don't have to settle because you think I should be grateful that I have a house over my head or a roof over my head. Don't let other people limit you on what you want just because they think you should be grateful because of what other people are experiencing. We all have a choice, and we all make decisions. And when you know that your choice that you're making gives you the same result, it's no longer a choice, it's now a decision. And a lot of people make uncomfortable decisions that don't serve them. If you're going to be uncomfortable anyway, you might as well make it serve you. So do the uncomfortable stuff that's going to make your life better, that's going to be something that you actually prefer, instead of continuously making decisions that keep you in the same loop that you don't want to be in. And really, it's that simple. It's making decisions that serve the highest purpose for you. If you know you don't like that job, but yes, it's paying the bills, start looking for a new job, because you're making the decision to go every day to a job that only serves one purpose. It brings you money, but it's not fulfilling you in any other area. So instead of making the decision to just keep going to this job, start looking for a new one already. Start looking for a new one. Make the decision in your mind, okay, I'm going to find another job because I don't like this one. I want something that's fulfilling. I want something that I enjoy going to, that I don't mind working for umpteen amount of years, if that's what you want to do. Start looking for another job that's more fulfilling. As soon as you make the decision that you want something better will show up in your algorithm, but you have to decide to do it. So now, after you make the decision to change this job, and the opportunity comes up, it's up to you to choose to take it, or to just keep deciding to go to a job that doesn't fulfill you. You have to take the first step, but you have to be the one to put your desires into the algorithm so that it can even find you. I mean, granted, you already know what it is that you prefer. You already know what you don't like, but we're so used to ignoring our intuition, ignoring what we actually think is best for us, because most of the time our decisions, we were never taught to decide. We were taught to go along with what was given. We were taught that we didn't even know what we wanted. We were taught that as children. Our parents knew best. The adults in our lives, they knew best. We didn't really get to decide. Some of us, not all of us. So, that kind of grows with you even into your adulthood. You think that the people around you, oh, you have to go to college because college is the way to go. You have to get married because you're at the age where you get married and have children. Everything is already decided. The system was already put in place before we got here. It's been going on for years. We just got put into the system and told this is how it works. There's no need to think outside of the box, because the box is here for you to just follow suit. What do you need to think for? Now is the time for you to choose to make decisions for yourself that actually align with your highest purpose, your highest potential path. Not whatever. Everybody has their own intuition, their own signature here. Not everybody was meant to be put into a box. When you start following your own guidance system, what the people around you, the people in your environment are telling you is best for you, will no longer resonate, because you knew that you were meant for more, and they don't know your purpose because they are not you. They don't know what's best for you because they only know what's best because of that box that everybody was thrown into, the default box. If you are not a free thinker, go to the default box, because that's safe. There's not as many free thinkers, so a lot of people go to that default box. And a lot of parents were raised in that default box. So outside of that, to them is fear. They fear it. They fear what they don't know. Those fears are going to be put on you because they want you to be safe. They care about you. And that box is safe. So if you are the free thinker, outside of that box, they can't fathom. They can't even think that way. You're going to have to make decisions on your own. And that is scary. Yes, I know. It's scary to be a free thinker because so many people are in that box. They're going to put every single fear on you they possibly can. And when you do all the things that people thought were so scary and you come out okay, you're lucky. That's what they say. You're just one of the lucky ones. You're just blessed. I am blessed. I am protected. But see, you could have been too. But the fear crumbled your dreams. That box stole your identity, and kept you safe. Your ego kept you safe. All the things kept them safe and numbed their intuition. It numbed their own guidance system. They only use their gut feeling in safe situations. Oh, I'm not going to go to the gas station at night because it could be dangerous. That's very true. They stayed home and they went later the next day. They used their intuition for the little things, not the bigger things, not the things that actually fed their soul. It kept them safe. I'm not going to walk down the street in the dark. I probably wouldn't either. You know, it kept them safe in safe situations where it wasn't that hard to decide. You have to know that you're going to be protected and that you're going to be okay. And no, you have to have faith. Okay, it starts off with faith. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith that everything is going to be okay. You can have faith in God. You can have faith in source. You can have faith in whatever it is that your faith is, but it's not even about a religion or anything like that. It's literally having faith that everything is going to be okay. And past faith is a knowing. Past faith, past belief, I can't talk. Past faith, past belief is a knowing. The knowing is not having to categorize anything. You don't have to say, oh, I have faith in God or I have faith in source and all these things. You don't have to do that. Knowing is knowing who you are. Because your foundation is already going to be source, or it's already going to be the creator. Specifically for me, my foundation on every single thing in the world is that I am one with source. Period. That's just it. Everything is from source or the creator. Everything is intertwined. It just is. Like there's no if, ands, or but. I don't care if it's the most evilest person, the most soulless person in the world. It's part of creation. They're there for a reason. But I don't have to ever go down that path, to ever be in the space of that being. But I just know. I know. I am one with everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how you define it. So if I know that I am connected to everything, why on earth can I not experience life the way I want to experience? What's stopping me? Me. If you don't want to align with the BS, don't align with the BS. Just don't. If something that's BS comes up, respond in a way that it's not that big of a deal. Everything's going to be okay. Even if you have to get a little serious, okay. You got to get some paperwork done, all right. You need some extra help with something. You need something to come out of the ether that you just have no idea how you're going to get it, all right. You're connected to everything. Just know you're going to get it, whatever it is. Why can't you have it? Who said? When you know that everything comes from one source, you don't have to beg. You don't have to think it's impossible to receive. You just have to align with the frequency of it. And aligning with the frequency of it is having this subconscious belief, changing your thoughts, changing your habits, taking the action that aligns with what you want. That can seem challenging for somebody that is comfortable with being uncomfortable, but they want change at the same time. Like, that can seem challenging. But someone that's ready, like ready to make the changes so that they can enjoy their life more, then I'm like, okay, what we got to do? I'm already uncomfortable, so what I got to do? That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's the type of initiation. That's the type of intention you have to have when wanting change and being serious about it. So maybe for those of you that really want change, write down the things that you don't like. Just make a list of things that you want to change. And just start off, if you don't know exactly what you want to experience, start off with the opposite of what that is. So if it's, you are driving, I don't know, a broke down car. Say you want an unbroken car, or you want a nice car, or I don't know, you want a new car. Just say you want a new working and running and fully loaded car, like something like that. If you want a bigger house, you say, if you have a small house, you want a bigger house. Say what you don't want, a small house. What you do want, a 4-bedroom house, a 4-bedroom house with an office. Just start off with the basics, and then as you go along, you can define what it is that you want. Define it, but just get the basics down. And then you go into like, how am I going to show up to have these things? How am I going to show up as if I have these things? Imagine yourself having them already, and how are you showing up? How do you feel? That's the first thing. How do you feel having them? How do you feel having a new car that's working and running, that you don't have to hear a clinking when you're driving it, or worry about how much gas you got to put in it? Like, how do you feel having it? Because yes, you're going to feel different than if you're driving a broke down car. You're going to feel different in there. If you're driving a brand new car that that's has all the bells and whistles, you're gonna feel really good going into that car, opening up the door. It's clean on the outside. Sitting in the seat. Seats are clean, no stains, no the leather isn't tore up. Just comfortable. You sit down, adjust yourself, look at your rear view mirror. Everything is all just perfect for you, and it's not broken. Your visor, everything is just nice and clean and just ready for you to tailor it to your taste, to what works for you. Your phone, you get in the car, your phone automatically hooks up to it. It's ready to play your music, ready to play your playlist. You got a nice little area for your phone to sit so that you can look at your GPS, or maybe you have one of those cars where the screen on the car shows your GPS. It's ready for you to type in and where we're going. Write the details after you have the basics of what you prefer written down. And then on your own time, maybe every day you can tailor, add a little bit to it. Write down the details of it, but mostly write down how you feel as well, having it. Maybe journal it. Journal how you feel having and experiencing what it is that you prefer. Get yourself already in the energy of it. And whenever there's a blockage, like you feel anxiety or you feel discomfort thinking about having better things or a bigger house, or whenever the thought of where am I going to get the money for this, like whenever those thoughts come up, that's very important, because that shows you where the core belief is. Like those are indicators that, oh, I have a core belief that I just won't have enough money to ever afford this. Boom. That's the core belief, that you don't have the money, you won't be able to afford it. Where does that stem from? Where is it because your current situation doesn't provide that, or is that just a limiting belief that's been adopted since maybe you were a child and your mom or parents couldn't afford to buy you a toy? Oh, we can't afford that. Oh, we can't buy that. Oh, we don't have it for that. Is that just a core belief that's stuck with you, that you won't ever be able to afford the things you actually want, so you settle for less? So when you even think about having more, that's absurd. You just can't even imagine. Your mind completely, like your eye, like this in front of me is all the possibilities. There's a wall right here. This is actually a real thing for people. It's a wall. They can't think past that wall. They can't think past their limiting beliefs. That's a real thing. Have you ever had a conversation with someone and you're telling them about your big dreams and they're like, no, come back to reality right here. We got to focus on this right now. They won't even let you dream. They don't want to hear where you want to go because their mind can't go past their own wall. So they bring you back here. That's a real thing, y'all. And if you're experiencing that, it's just a core belief. It's a core belief. It's a subconscious thing. It's just, there's something in the way that's blocking you from being able to have vision. There are people that don't have vision. They cannot see. They can't see. They can't see. They only can see what's in front of them. If that's you, it's a core belief that's blocking you from being able to have vision. If you're around someone that's blocking you, or that's trying to keep you here, when you're trying to dream, when you're trying to see. And it's important to have that. It's important to have that vision so you know where you're going. But because if you're one of those people that can see, but you're always brought back to now, like you don't align with someone, you're gonna have, it's a lonely journey sometimes. You're gonna have to write it down. Talk about it. We all have these cellular devices. Speak to yourself. There's so many videos where I am literally speaking to my future self because I know I'm gonna watch it in whatever times in the future. I will talk to myself and tell myself, these are our goals. Make sure you stay up on this. Make sure you're doing that. I tell my future self, we're gonna get through this. If it's a hard time, when I go back and I watch those videos, I'm like, dang, how you know, girl? How you know? It's because I have vision and I can see, and I'm making sure that my future self, when she gets in a tight spot, I'm supporting her. And I have videos of me supporting my past timelines where I heal the versions of me from the past because I'm supporting them now for back then. I can even go into my mind and and go back in time and give myself a hug, or tell myself we got this, or I will fix my attitude in the past so that I don't even have those hurdles in the future. You have to work with yourself. You have to understand that if we are, I don't even want to say fragments of the Creator, but if we are expressions of the Creator, why wouldn't we be able to go back in time? Why wouldn't we be able to go in the future? Because everything is already played out. You're just shifting timelines. Everything is already here and now. The future is already futuring. The past is still passing. What you're doing is micromanaging or tweaking. I like to think of it like this. This is my analogy of time and how to create the timeline that's specifically for you. Think of a clock. Think of all the hands on a clock. You got some that are, that are ticking, the second hand, the minute hand, and the hour hand. Just imagine all of those aligning. What you're doing is you're taking those hands and you're making them, you're tweaking each line so that they are in alignment with each other. It's important because if you have a hand that's all the way over here and like you're doing things, so you have a hand over here and a hand over here, we all know that they all move differently, but you want them to align. So you're just altering your timeline to have them all line up. That's just what you're doing. You're having all of those hands line up to say, this is the path that I'm going. And if one is out of alignment, you're shifting to bring it back into alignment. If you want to go from here all the way over there, you're correcting them to all align wherever the path is that you want to be on. So in my mind, that clicks. I don't know if that makes sense for you guys, but it just helps me because the clock is representing time, and you get to choose on all those little ticks are timelines. All those little lines on the clock are timelines, and you get to decide where they all land. But if they're all over the place, you got one over here, one over here, one over there, and you're out of alignment. You just need to choose one out of all those infinite possibilities on that clock. You have to choose one. And all of those hands have to align. all of them. It may seem like a big task, but you have this lifetime to figure it out. But once you're on the narrow path, you're going to get to where you want to go. You're going to experience what you want to experience on that timeline, is what I'm saying. It's not about getting to where you want to go. It's about the experiences that you're going to embody on those timeline, on that timeline. And if you want to switch it up, you can switch it up. If you want to stay in a timeline for 2 years and then you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm going to switch my whole timeline, I'm going to do something totally different, do it. Because if you did it one time, you can do it again. So you're just going to go from, I'm over here, this is what finances, I'm going to switch my timeline and I'm going to go to investing in houses. And you're going to shift to that timeline, and you're going to have to align all of those, I think it's just 3 little hands to align on that. And you're just going to soar on that one. It's a narrow path. It's very simple. It's simple. You just got to do the work. You got to put in the effort. The effort is energy. You have to focus your energy on what it is that you want to achieve. That's it. It takes effort. Awareness. That's what I started on. Awareness. Awareness. Okay? It's all about awareness. That's the first 30 days of my Give Me 90 Days program. Is to focus on awareness, self-awareness. What's going on around you? What's happening? What do you prefer and what do you don't prefer? Like, it's the awareness of you. Because you are putting out all this information, and that algorithm is coming towards you because we're magnets. All of that is coming toward you. So you want to make sure that you're aware of what you're even putting out, so that you can change your thoughts, your subconscious, your thoughts, your habits, your actions. That's going to pull in the things that you prefer. And it's going to really, you're going to be on a frequency that doesn't even allow the things that you don't prefer. You're not going to be on the frequency of those things for it to even show up in your reality. It's only when you're in between shifting frequencies, when you're in the void, because you're still practicing things that don't serve you while you're practicing other things that do serve you. So you're getting a mixture of things that you like and things that you don't like. You just got to fully make the transition. And I'm here to walk you through that. I'm here to walk you through that transition. Because I've done it so many goddamn times. I've done it so many times. So many times that it's enjoyable to start over, because I know how to do it. And then it doesn't matter how many times you do it, we all get comfortable. We get comfortable and complacent because we know we can do it. It's just a matter of how uncomfortable do I want to get before I start doing the work to do it, what I actually want to do. It's like, that's when life really becomes a game. Like a game that you're in control of. Because once you know how to do this, sometimes you do allow yourself to get so complacent that something really has to shake you to say, okay, I need to do this, because I'm going to get so uncomfortable and I'm going to get myself so deep in a mess that I don't want to experience it. I don't want to experience the mess that I'm going to have to get myself out of. Focus focus myself out of, because it's really the focus. Once you know where you want to go, it's really the focus of it. I'm gonna have to focus so strong to get myself out of a mess that I didn't have to get myself into. And that's when you do this for a long time, it takes a lot more for you to want to even do it, because you already know that it's gonna happen, you know. And so it's just the knowing how to play the game, but then getting lazy in the game, and then something that wakes you up that says, hey, come on, you still got people depending on you. You still, you know, you still have this drive, that's this reason, the why. Why you have to have a strong why when you've done it for a long time. And that's kind of where I was. And then I'm like, you know what, my why is so strong right now that I'm about to get back up and get on this. But this time I'm going to help other people get on theirs too, because we're in the year 2026. I don't know if that's the actual year, y'all. It's so much information out there, but I'm not gonna worry about it. This is supposed to be a year 10 or a year 1, vice versa. I think it's both, depending on who you listen to, who you talk to. So last year was the year 9, and apparently that was all about endings. And this year is 1, I think, is about new beginnings. 10 is something else. We're doing the thing. We're moving on from all the things that we don't prefer. We're going to be consistent, and I'm going to walk you through it, because I'm doing it right now. Everything that I'm going to be teaching you, I'm going to be doing for myself at the same time. February, I'm launching in February. The program starts March 1st. Give me 90 days. This program is strictly for mothers. It's for mothers because it's time for us to stop the destruction. We've allowed, you know what, I'm not going to get all into that right now on this recording, because that's going to be a whole new talk. That's a whole new talk. It's time for us women. It's time for us mamas to step up. Being a portal is one of the most important jobs, one of the most important roles in this creation, in this world. We are the portal, and the portal needs to be healthy. The portal, I'm gonna get into it because that's a whole other talk, and I'm gonna be on here for a whole another 2 hours explaining how important we are. So stay tuned for my next video. That's going to be diving into part 2, which is destruction. This is after awareness. It's time to basically collapse all the timelines that are no longer serving you. That is the destruction. It's very important. This is all about the fire element. We are destroying. Yes, we are destroying. No, we are not going to take the ocean and drown the whole world again. We're not doing that. But we are going to destroy all the things that no longer serve us. And the reason why destruction is such a powerful word is because this is a powerful 30 days, a powerful time to collapse so many timelines, so many core beliefs, all the things that we become aware of that are no longer serving us. Just imagine casting it into the fire. Um, the third 30 days is all about rebirth. After destroying all those things that no longer serve us, we get smoke, right? We get smoke. The fire calms down. Next thing you know, you see these little plants coming through the ashes. That's the rebirth. That's what we want. We want that to start the new. Eventually, it's going to be full of beautiful wildflowers. It could be your rainforest. It can be whatever it is. It could be any plant that you want, but it's going to flourish. And this year, at this time, it's important for this program to be in this program so that you are aligned with everything that's happening spiritually. Align with the earth. We're going to get on our circadian rhythm. We're going to learn what foods are best for us, what foods help us flourish. And yes, for everybody, it's going to be different. And that's the beauty of it. There's no right way. It's just the way for you. You're going to be learning your own way. I cannot tell you what your way is. I don't know your purpose, but you're going to learn it. You're going to become aware of it. Not only, so in this awareness phase, it's not only becoming aware of what doesn't serve you, you're going to also become aware of what does serve you. So that after you destroy all of those things that no longer serve you, you're only going to be left what does serve you. And that's where the rebirth is going to take all of that awareness and utilize it to create a path, a narrow path that's for you specifically. So these phases are intentional. These phases are set in place to get you on the path, the highest potential path. The highest potential path is where you want to be. There's many paths, y'all. There is infinite paths. You can make every single decision that you make in your day puts you on a path. And every single time you make a decision or you make a choice, I just imagine the clock just misaligning with each other. You want to go on this path, but you're of saving, but you're over here spending money. So you got one hand over here ticking. You want it all to align. Every choice that you make, every thought that you think, everything that you're doing is creating a path. But you want to be on the highest potential path. And when you're on the highest potential path, you have to know, you have to follow your intuition. You have to follow your guidance system and listen to it. You have to follow it to keep you on that path. I'm not saying that you'll never ever choose to detour for a second, but you'll know how to get back on it. I know how to get back on the highest potential path because I've done it so many times. I've detoured so many times. And I can't say that I didn't have amazing experiences detouring, but you're going to know how. That's the thing. You're going to know how. It's like when you have a certain way that you're feeding your child, and then they go off and they experience eating junk food and pizza and all these other unhealthy foods. But when they come back home, they know how to eat to feel better. Let's say you're raising them a certain way, and when they become an adult, they do all the opposite of what they were raised to do. But guess what? They're going to remember how to get back on track. They're going to remember what mama fed them. They're going to remember how to do a detox. They're going to remember how to do a detox bath. They're going to know how to get their mind right. They're going to know about journaling. They're going to know about meditation. They're going to know how to do the things to get on the path. They just wanted to go out and have a little fun because their life was maybe a little bit more strict and a little bit more different than all the other kids they grew up with. So they're like, hey, I'm free. I can go eat pizza. I can go party. I can do whatever it is that I want to do. But guess what? When their lives start turning upside down, when they start growing a belly and start feeling sluggish and bad, guess what? They're going to be like, well, I remember my mom eating these things when she wasn't feeling good or when I wasn't feeling good. So I'm going to go ahead and juice some stuff. I'm going to create me a little detox drink. I'm going to drink a little tonic. I'm going to take, my B12, and they're going to know how to get back on track. That's what we're doing. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to assist you on how to create your highest potential path or align with your highest potential path. So if you do detour, you're going to know how to get back. You're not going to need a whole other course to do it. You're going to know how to get back on track. And then you're going to be on your own journey of deciding, oh, I want to just sit and be content in where I'm at for right now. And then once that stops working for you, you're like, oh, I guess I'm ready to, get back on that highest potential path. Or I'm going to stop delaying myself from the next expansion, and I'm going to focus my attention on whatever that next step is. And I'm going to do that because we're forever growing, you guys. It's never going to be a plateau where you just stop. It's never going to stop. You're always going to be thriving. It could be a little bit. It could be a big jump. It could be a big quantum leap. Whatever it is that's on your highest potential path, it's not up to me to decide. You can be consistent in a frequency for years. You could be comfortable, consistent, but you're going to know when things start getting a little chaotic, when things start falling apart just a little bit. Sometimes it's there's like very subtle cues that's saying things are about to change. It's a whisper. Things are going to change. How about you do this instead? It's a very subtle feeling or voice in your mind that's going to tell you when an upgrade is about to happen, when an expansion or a change, a shift is about to happen. Depending on how quickly you catch on determines how loud, how chaotic, how extreme the voice is going to get, or the change is going to show itself if you're not reacting in a timely manner. It doesn't have to be drama filled until you just ignore it for way too long. That calling you're going to be out your seat if you ignore it for too long. If you delay it for too long, you're not going to have a choice but to expand. But like I said, even for myself, you don't want it to be too uncomfortable to where you have to focus extra hard to get out of something, to get back on track. You want to listen to those whispers and start doing the work. Because if you do delay, it's going to get loud. It's going to get chaotic. It's going to involve a lot more people than what it was going to involve when you hear those whispers. Those whispers are courtesy. Those whispers are actually the calling saying, let's go. But when it gets loud, it's saying, now you didn't piss me off. But it's not anything but yourself saying, hey, I'm talking to you. It's time to move. You're not getting punished by God or anything. It's literally you ignoring yourself for way too long. It's almost like when a baby starts to and then they go into a full-on cry when you haven't given them the attention for too long, when they've waited and what gave you the courtesy. Now they're and their face is all red and they're all stretched out and hands are all closed up. Now you didn't waited way too long, and now you didn't cause more problems because you ignored yourself. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. I did that. But I'm enjoying the process getting out of that. I'm enjoying it so much. Because I know you get to a knowing. It's not a belief. It's not a faith. It's a knowing that I am in control. I am in control of me. And what I put into the algorithm, I can change it up just as quickly. Just with the quickness of focusing. If someone hasn't gotten themselves out of a rut and they're trying to teach you how to do it, I would not trust them. Because they really don't know what being in a rut is. They really don't know what pulling yourself from a low place and getting yourself back on track and doing the work. They don't understand what that even means if they haven't done it. So what I'm going to do is teach you all the tools that I know. I'm going to teach you every little drop of tool that I know. And you get to decide what tools you're going to apply to your path to keep you on track. Because I've been taught a lot of things and I've practiced a lot of things, but not everything was for me. But I'm going to teach you what worked for me. I'm going to teach you all the things. You get to decide what works for you on your path, what you can apply to your life every day. What I can do every day may not be able to fit into what you do every day. So you get to choose. I'm offering what I know. You get to decide if that works for you. But in this 90 day program, we're going to do it all together. After this 90 days is over, you could decide what you want to keep, but you're going to go somewhere. You're going to get to where you want to go. You're going to be on that highest potential path when this 90 days is over. Even before this 90 days is over. And that retreat in Costa Rica, that's the finale. That's like, because this is such an intense program that I had to lighten it up for y'all. We couldn't just end it and that just be it. Like, oh yay, congratulations. Like, no, we're going out with a bang. You guys are going to be able to release things in the ocean. You're going to be able to be in a place with clean, fresh air. We're going to the Caribbean. Y'all are going to the Caribbean. So you don't know how it feels to just be able to walk outside, go across the street, and just be at the beach. Like, if you want to do a meditation, you could just get up, go outside, put a towel down, and be at the beach. If you just riding my bike to the store, the beach is on the side of me the whole time. If I want to go get a coffee, the coffee shop is off the beach. The Caribbean is such a beautiful place because it's literally beach, forest. It's the best of both worlds. Both have such a significant impact on your thoughts, on how calm your nervous system is, and the smells, all of those things, forest gazing, all of the senses relax. All of the senses become aware. They become heightened. They align so well with nature. Like, it's like an instant, like, relief. I couldn't think of a better place to host a retreat than Costa Rica. And granted, there will be other places eventually and in the years to come, but experiencing Costa Rica for myself and knowing how I feel, knowing how calm I was in challenging situations here in the States. No, even when you have emotional intelligence, you're still putting in more effort than you would be in such a beautiful place as Costa Rica. You're putting more effort to regulate than you would there, because it's just it's a natural zen. It's a natural zen. You don't have to try. You don't have to put effort to calm down. You don't have to put effort to regulate your nervous system. It just is, because that's the energy of the country. It's just the energy of the Caribbean, to be slow, to be zen, to be aligned, to be one with nature. So I wanted to create that space. I wanted to share that space with you. To all my mamas that do end, or I want to say complete, the 90 days. I wanted to have that one-on-one experience with all of you. That face-to-face experience with you in such a beautiful place, where we can really create or really expand on that sisterhood that we create during this intensive, intimate 90 days. I'm so excited. I have so many. I have the whole itinerary already planned out for everyone. Like, y'all, you have no idea how excited I am to meet you in person and really deep dive into what your experiences were for this 90 days, what your biggest outcomes were, what your biggest aha moments were, what your biggest awareness, self-awareness things were. Like, I'm just so excited to, like, and it hasn't even started yet, and I'm so excited. And the things that I have prepared for you, and the little the gifts, I don't even call them little, the gifts that I have prepared for you guys, the gift bags, and like, this is a dream come true for me. This is what I'm talking about. Like, okay, all right, let me get off here before I spill the beans. And the program hadn't even started yet. Nothing has started yet. It's February. The soft launch and the official launch is going to be in February. March 1st we start. Why wouldn't we start in March? Why wouldn't we start March 1st? Okay, why wouldn't we? The timing is everything, y'all. When you are aligned with your highest potential path, you will see that everything aligns perfectly. The timing, March 1st, the year 10, the year 1, whatever, it all aligns. New beginnings. I will see you guys, and I'm gonna say mamas. I'm gonna see you mamas, because this is very this is all about motherhood and you. Like, I don't even want to say this is about motherhood. This is you. This is about you. But you are a mama. You are a portal. And that's a very important fact in this whole journey. You are a portal, and that is important, an important factor. But I'll get into that too in another video. Peace and love. I love y'all. I will see you in the next video. Awareness. Write that down. The first step is awareness. That's what we're going to be focusing on in the first 30 days. I'll see you soon.